Hello friends, it is a database management system assignment 8 detailed analysis of an NPTEL course which is conducted in the year 2020. Now coming to the first question, assume an immediate database modification scheme. Now it is a recovery algorithm. That recovery algorithm uses immediate database modification scheme. Here the name immediate says before transaction performs a commit operation, the update is to be done to the disk. That is the meaning of immediate database modification. Immediate database modification requires an update log. Update logs will be of this format, saying that transaction updating some variable x whose old value is v1, whose new value is v2. What is v1? v1 is old. What is v2? v2 is new value. Okay. Now consider the following log records for transaction T0, T1, T2, T3. These are the log information is given. If there is a crash just after step 10, means after step 10, if we have a crash in the system, the recovery of the system is successfully completed. Recovery is completed. Identify the incorrect actions for the above scenario. In the immediate database modification, the recovery will be done by scanning the log backwards. While scanning the log backwards, if the log contains a log record ti start and ti commit, keep in mind ti start and ti commit, then it will perform the redo operation. If log contains only ti start but no ti commit, then it will perform undo operation. Now see, while it is performing the recovery, scanning the log backwards, now T3 is having start because only start but no commit. Now T3 is to be added into the undo list. Now there is T2 commit operation is there. Because T2 commit is there, so T2 transaction need to be redone, redo of T2. And during the checkpointing, whichever the transactions that are active, that are put up in checkpoint log record T0 and T1. Now check, is T0, T1 there in the redo list? No. So that both T0 and T1 are added into the undo list. Why? Because while scanning the log backwards, I don't find T0 commit and T1 commit log records. Because no T0, T1 commit log records, both T0 and T1 operation is to be undone. Now check for the log. While recovery process, it has to be scanned backwards. It has to scan the log backwards until it finds the TI start record for every transaction which is there in the checkpoint. Now in the checkpoint T0, T1 is there. Now it has to scan the log backwards until it finds both the T1 start and T0 start. Now for recovery, it has to scan the log in the forward direction. While scanning the log in forward direction, perform both undo and redo operations. So for performing undo and redo operations, just I will be checking it. Because there is undo operation is required for T0. Now what values of x and y and z? Say x, here undo of T3 is required, undo of T3, undo of T0, undo of T1. Now look this log. Now T0 is in the undo list. This T0 changed the value of x from 300 to 400. Undoing makes the value of x again back to 300 after the recovery. Now look T1y 600 200. Now what is T1? T1 is also in the undo list, so that this 200 again should be changed back to 600 for y. Now value of y after recovery is 600. Now look T2z. Now T2 is in the redo list. Now T2 changed the value of z from 500 to 1500. So the value of z will be 1500. Now T3 is in the undo list. Again, T3 is in the undo list. Now T3 changes the value of P from 900 to 1200. Undoing changes 1200 to 900. So that it will be 900. This is the state of the system after recovery. Now question is, identify the incorrect action for the above scenario. Identify the incorrect action. Option A given, redo list contains transaction T2. This is correct. Undo list contains T3, T1, T0. It is correct. So option A is the correct statement. Option B, after recovery completion, the value of P will be 900. Correct. Value of Z will be 1500. This is also correct. And the value of Y will be 600 and X will be 300. So this is matching with the state of the system. It is also correct. Option C, after recovery completion, the value of P will be 900. This is correct. Value of Z will be 500. This is incorrect. Why? What is the state of the system after the recovery? The value of Z is 1500, but here it is given 500. It is incorrect. Because the question is about incorrect, option C is the answer for the question. Because option C is the incorrect statement. What is an option D given? First, complete the undo operation of all transactions from the undo list. Then perform the redo operation of all transactions from the redo list. Okay, this is also true statement. Why? Because during recovery, first undo is to be performed, then redo is to be performed. So answer for the question is option C. C is the incorrect statement. Rest all are the correct statements. Question number 2. Let us consider the following statistics for two relations, students and enrolled. Here it is given number of records and blocks of students and enrolled relations are given. Now question is, let us consider a natural join of enrolled with students. Identify the required number of block transfers is a question in the worst case. Assume enrolled as the outer relation. If enrolled is taken in the outer relation and students is in the inner relation. While performing the join operation, for each record of enrolled, it has to check for every record of student. Means every block of student is to be moved from disk to memory for each record of enrolled. So how many records are there in the enrolled? In the enrolled, there are 200 records. For each record, every block of student is to be moved. How many blocks in the student? 10 blocks. So that number of blocks transfers equal to 200 into 100. Likewise, this transfers is required for every block of enrolled. So how many blocks in the enrolled? 200 blocks, 50 blocks. So that all 50 blocks it is to be moved. So the total number of block transfers are equals to 200 into 10, this is 2000s, plus 50 blocks of enrolled, which is equals to 2050 block transfers are required. That is an option B. Question number 3. Consider the log record of transaction T1 with two operation instances O1 and O2 used in recovery system with early lock release. B plus tree based concurrency control. Here early lock release uses an operation lock. An operation lock is of the form a transaction, operation identifier and operation begin. Similarly, it requires to have an operation end lock, T1, operation 1, operation end. Whenever operation is ended, it requires to have logical undo information. Here you observe operation is B changing the value of T1 changing the value of B from 700 to 600. It means it is debiting 100 from B. So the compensating operation is creating 100 to B. This is logical undo information. Now while scanning the log after the crash occurs, it has to scan the log backwards. If the log contains operation end, it uses logical undo information, because here in the log we have operation end log records. This logical undo information will be useful for recovery. Suppose if there is no logical undo information is there, means if there is no operation end log, then it has to use the physical undo information. See, T1 O2 operation began, operation O2 is began. Do we have operation end? No, because no operation end, then in such cases it uses a physical undo information. This is physical log. Okay, now the question is, choose the correct set of log entries for the recovery of transaction. While checking the log in the backward direction, in step 7, T1 changing the value of C from 700 to 900. But do we have operation end log? No operation end log is there. Because no operation end log is there, this undoing is physical, means changing 900 to 700 is physical. So changing 900 to 700 requires to write one more log record saying that T1 updating the value of C to 700. Okay, this is one log records after step 7. And going backwards, operation begin is there but no end. Now here you look in the step 5. This is operation end log is there. Operation end log requires the logical undo information. Here T1 changes the value of B from 700 to 600. What logical undo will do? Now it has to add 100 to B. Now what is the current value of B? 600. Now adding 100 to B makes the value of B to be 700. This requires to write one update log T1 changing the value of B. The current value of B is 600 before recovery, and it is compensated with undo information plus 100. After plus 100 it is going to become 700. This log record is to be placed in the set of log records during recovery. Now going back, this is operation 1, so that here the physical undo information is ignored. Now going back, T1A 2050. But here you observe, before you go to the step 2, in step 3 says operation begin. It means whatever is there between operation end and operation begin is undone, so that it requires to insert one log records in the set of log records saying that T1 operation 1 is aborted. So it requires to put a log record operation abort. Then going to step 2, in step 2 A is changed from 2000 to 2050. Before that, do we find operation end log record for T1? No. So that here undoing will be physical. That undoing physical requires to put a log record T1A changing the value of A 2050 to 2000s, so that it writes 2000 to the log records. After this, aborting of T1 is completed. Yes, so that it requires to put a log record T1 abort. This is a log information is to be entered. Now the question is, choose the correct set of log entries. Now option A given T1C 900, which is incorrect because first will be T1C 700. It is correct. T1B 600 700, this is correct. T1 operation 1 aborted, correct. T1A 2000s, correct. T1 abort, correct. So this log is matching with an option B. So answer for the question is option B. Question number 4. Consider the following example of log of 2 transactions where immediate database modification scheme is used. In the immediate database modification scheme, database is to be updated immediately and won't wait for the commit operation. So because it won't wait for the commit operation, the log is required to maintain both old value and new values for each updates, so that for recovery purpose it requires to have an update log in the log records. This update log is of the form transaction I changing some variable A whose old value is something, change it to some new value. This is a log record to be maintained. And in the immediate database modification scheme, it requires a recovery process. In the recovery process, while scanning the log backwards, if it finds a log ti commit, so that transaction is to be put up into the redo list. Suppose if there is no ti commit, only we have ti start log is there, because no commit means transaction is not committed, so that whatever updates are done to the disk need to be undone. So it will be put into the undo list. Now for the given set of log records, now scan the log backwards. Here I find T1 commit, so that T1 is to be put into the redo list, and here T1 start, and here T0 commit is not found so far while scanning backwards. Here while scanning backwards I found only T0 start, so that T0 is to be put into the undo list. So for recovery process, T1 is to be redone and T0 is to be undone. Now look for option A. T0 redo is incorrect, T0 undo correct, T1 undo incorrect. T1 undo is incorrect because it had a log record T1 start and T1 commit. It doesn't require undo, it requires redo. So option B incorrect. Option C, T0 undo, T1 redo correct. Option D, T0 no action is incorrect. Actually, no action is required in the case of deferred database modification, not in the case of immediate database modification. So answer for the question is option C. Question number 5. Consider the following example of a log of two transactions where deferred database modification is used. Here deferred database modification says database modifications are going to be delayed until transaction commits. So means while transaction is committing, the database updates are going to be delayed. Means it won't update to the disk, but its new value will be returned to the log records using an update log. Here the update log contains an information that transaction I changed some variable A to some new value, and here the old value is doesn't require. Why? Because that new value is not writing to the disk immediately, it is waiting for the transaction to be committed, so that it doesn't require old value. For recovery, it is going to perform only one recovery action, that is called redo. A transaction need to be redone if the log contains both ti start and ti commit log records, and if ti commit is not there, if no ti commit, such transactions are need to be ignored. Why? Because anyhow transaction is not committed, the updates are not written to the disk, so undoing is not required, just ignore the log. Now during the recovery, log is to be scanned backwards, check for the transactions that are started and committed or not committed. Here you see T1 commit, T0 commit, so both T0 and T1 is to be redone, because operation of T0 and T1 is committed, means it is completed, so undoing doesn't require. Here T1 start, here T0 start is there, but while scanning the log backwards I didn't find T0 commit, so that T0 commit is found, T1 commit is also found, because both T0 and T1 is committed, no transaction need to be ignored, and whatever the updates are done to the disk while it is committing the operation, that need to be redone once again. So what is the recovery now? Both T0 and T1 is to be redone, that is option A. Question number 6. Consider the following relational algebra schema. Here it is given sailors, boats and reserves table. Consider the following query of the above relation. This is a table given. Observe here, sailors, boats and reserves are joined based on some conditions. SID equal to SID, BID equal to BID, and sailor age equal to 50. And what it is selected, name comma B name is selected. It is correct. Now question is, identify the most optimized relational algebra expression. Optimized relational algebra expression. Friends, keep in mind, the optimization is achieved by first selecting the required attributes from the relation. Means all attributes not required to be selected, only some attributes that are required for the output and writing conditions, those attributes are to be selected. And second, instead of performing join on all tuples, it requires to select the tuples based on the conditions. Means suppose we have some condition on a relation, only that tuples is to be selected. So next it has to perform selection. Finally, we have to perform join of those tables which are selected required attributes and required tuples only. This is a process for getting the optimized relation. Now look for option A. Sailor, from sailor table, SID, SName, age are selected. Why? Because here we have condition on age, so age attribute is to be selected, and SID is required for writing the join conditions, and SName is there for the output. Okay, these are the required attributes selected. And what is the selection condition on the sailor? Age is equal to 50. This is correct. Now this table is joined with reserves. That result is joined with boats table. In the boats table, boat name and boat ID is only selected because boat name we required in the output. Boat ID is required for writing the join conditions. And finally, it is projecting boat name and sailor name in the output. So this is exactly following the approach for optimized relational algebra expression. So option A is the correct option and remaining options are incorrect options. Keep in mind, friends, this is the steps required for the optimized query. 1, 2, 3. That is required attribute selection, then join. Coming to question number 7. Let us consider the following statistics for searching for a condition in a given relation. Here it is given number of blocks containing records is 10 blocks. 10 blocks are containing some records. Time to transfer one block is 0.1 milliseconds. Time for one seek is 4 milliseconds. Now question is, identify the cost of selection query on a key attribute. Selection on a key attribute using linear search file scan algorithm. Here it is directly a formula is BR by 2. What is BR? Blocks containing records of a relation. So half the blocks are required. Why? Because it is on a key, so it is just like a binary. So BR by 2 blocks into time required for one block transfer, that is TB, plus time required for one seek, TS. What is BR? Blocks containing records are 10 by 2 into the time to transfer one block, that is 0.1, plus time for one seek, which is 4 milliseconds. 10 by 2 is 5. 5 into 0.1 is 0.5 plus 4, which is equals to 4.5 milliseconds. That is an option B. Question number 8. Consider the relational algebra expression given below. This is x1 join y1 minus z1. Here given x1, y1, z1 are relational algebra expressions. Identify the correct equivalent relational algebra expression. Here this join and minus will be used as a distributive law, so that it will be rewritten as x1 join with y1 minus, according to distribution, we can say x1 join with z1. This is according to the equivalence rules of relational algebra expressions. Means this join and minus will be used as a distributive law. So This is same as x1 join y1 minus x1 join z1. That is matching with an option C. Question number 9. Consider the following state of transactions and the statements below. This is given some diagram. Here this is an example of checkpointing techniques. Here while checkpointing recovery, just keep in mind the transactions that are committed before checkpoint. Transactions committed before checkpoint need to be ignored, and transactions that are committed after the checkpoint. Transactions that are committed after checkpoint need to be redone. Simple steps I am telling you. Transactions that are active, means which are not committed, need to be undone. Just observe in the log. Here T1 and T2 are committed before the checkpoint, means we have to ignore these two transactions. T3 is committing after checkpoint. It requires to perform redo operation. And T4 is active because it is not committed. This is to be undone. So what we understood, T1 and T2 is to be ignored, T3 is redone, T4 is undone. Now statement 1 says T1 and T2 can be ignored, correct. T2, T3 can be ignored. It is incorrect. Why? Because T3 is not before the checkpointing. It is after the checkpointing committed, so that it requires to be redone. So second statement is wrong. T3 redone correct, T4 undone correct. So which statements are correct? 1, 3, 4. So the question is, identify the correct group of statements. What is the correct group of statements? 1, 3, 4. That is matching with option B. So B is the correct answer. Here the question number 10. Consider the following schema. R of P comma Q. Representations of two arrays of relational algebra is given. Now what this algebra expression shows? From relation R, we have P and Q. It is selecting only P attribute. This attribute is selected. Now second one, what it shows is R of P comma Q, means it is projecting P and Q from R, from which again it is projecting P. What R contains? P and Q itself. So again, because R already contains P and Q, again writing pi PQ is of no use. So it is same as this expression, means it is same as this expression, means both the expressions are equivalent expression. Option A given not equivalent, incorrect. Option B given equivalent, correct. Option C given the queries are equivalent due to commutativity of selection and projection. Here in the query it is not having any selection, and selection and projection not commutative. Keep in mind, not commutative. This is incorrect. The queries are equivalent due to commutativity of projection and join. Even projection and join also not commutative. Keep in mind, this point is also incorrect. Option D is incorrect. So answer for the question number 10 is option B. Thank you for watching.